Jeff was your typical 14-year-old junior high kid. He wasn't very popular, but also was not a nerd. He was tall, skinny, and had terrible acne. While he had a few close friends, he always wanted to fit in more. He tried playing on the basketball team because he was taller than a lot of the other guys, but his coordination was not very good. While Jeff was never really bullied, he just never felt like he truly fit in. The few friends he did have all played on the sports teams, but Jeff didn't like sports. With his friends being busy on the sports teams, he had no one to hang out with. One day, on his way home from school, Jeff saw some of the high school guys hiding behind a bush. He walked up to them. "Hey man, get lost," said one of the other guys. Jeff just wanted to see what was going on. "Yo, Brian, let the kid try some." They pulled out a bag of magic mushrooms and told Jeff to eat some. He figured there couldn't be any harm in it and thought, why not? He took a bite and thought, "That's nasty." "Just gotta give it a chance, bro," said Brian. Jeff took some more, and after a while he felt kind of dizzy and decided to go home. When he got home, his mom had supper ready for him on the table, but Jeff didn't want to eat because he started feeling really sick. His mom realized that something wasn't right. Jeff's eyes were all dilated and he seemed very drowsy. The next morning, Jeff woke up feeling terrible. He didn't really understand what had happened, but he knew the magic mushrooms had really messed him up. Even though he knew he shouldn't do it again, he finally felt like he fit in. Ever since he started junior high, he felt awkward and out of place. His best friends were spending all their time with the jocks now, and Jeff had no close friends. However, he kind of had fun with the older guys he hung out with the other day. He knew he probably shouldn't be hanging out with them, but he was lonely. That morning in the hallway, Brian saw Jeff and asked him if he wanted to meet him after school in the park. Jeff figured that Brian was going to eat whatever that stuff was they gave him yesterday, and he knew it would probably make him sick if he were to do it again. However, he really wanted to fit in with someone. Anyone. Just as long as he didn't have to be a loner anymore. His mom told him that she wasn't comfortable with him hanging out with these guys and was worried that they were getting her son into trouble. His mom told him he could hang out with them at this school, but nothing else. She also told him to come home if he felt pressured into doing anything he didn't want to do. "You're a smart boy, Jeff," said his mom. "Just make sure you'll be careful." "Geez, Mom, don't worry so much. I'll be fine. I'm 14, not 11. When Jeff got to the park, the guys were sitting behind some bushes having a smoke. "Hey, Jeff," said Brian, "have some magic mushrooms. They'll make you high." High? Jeff didn't really know what that meant, but he remembered how sick he got last time from eating them. He figured it couldn't be any worse this time, and besides, he liked being a part of the gang. They sat behind the bushes and ate the mushrooms until they were all really high. They wanted to get some more since they ran out. They figured they'd meet up with one of Brian's friends who had some extra. Jeff thought of his conversation earlier that day with his mom, but quickly forgot about it. He needed this. These guys were his only friends. While they were walking to his truck, they all started feeling super nauseous. Brian started to sweat and was feeling rather paranoid. "Hey guys," he said, "I think someone is following us." They all turned around, and to their absolute horror, they saw a troll running after them with a chainsaw. They tried running away, but everything was spinning, and they couldn't run straight. The troll started getting closer, so they tried running faster. Jeff tripped before he could get into the truck. Brian started freaking out and yelling at the troll to leave them alone. He grabbed a huge rock and hurled it at the troll, hitting him right in the face. The troll dropped his chainsaw and, filled with rage, he made one last attempt to get the guys. Brian ran towards Jeff. He picked him up and carried him into the truck. They locked the doors, started up the truck, and drove away. They were driving down the road for quite some time when in the distance they saw what appeared to be another troll on the side of the road. The more they drove, the more trolls they started to see. Now they were all paranoid and freaking out. Brian started to rock back and forth in his seat, sweat dripping down his face. "We're gonna die, man! We're all gonna die!" "Shut up, Brian," said his friend. "Those trolls are the ones that are gonna die." As they got closer to his friend's house, they saw a troll crossing the street. The troll turned its head and stared at the boys. Freaking out, Brian decided that the only way to get rid of him would be to run over the troll. He figured that if he didn't kill the troll would kill him. As they got closer, he started getting more paranoid. His heart was racing and he was hoping the troll wouldn't throw something at his truck. The troll stopped and waved at him. "Oh man, it's going to kill us!" He sped up. It got closer. "I'm gonna get you for good," said Brian. "Maybe this will teach you not to mess with me." He stepped on the gas harder. His legs were shaking. He hit the troll. "Oh man, what do we do now? What if the other trolls find out what we did and come back to get us?" Brian was freaking out. "Should we throw its body into the back of the truck? What if someone sees us?" They were all panicking. They decided to leave and go home. Brian dropped Jeff off and left. Jeff was losing his mind and ran up to his bedroom. He slammed his door and locked it so that the other troll couldn't get him. Then he went to sleep. When he woke up, he went downstairs to have some breakfast. He walked into the kitchen and saw the newspaper lying on the table. On the front page it read, "Local teen killed in hit and run." He started reading the article. Yesterday evening, 15-year-old Jill Summers was hit by a car and left in the middle of the road to die. The incident occurred at the intersection of Eastlake Boulevard and Meadowbrook Road. Local authorities are investigating her death. If you have any tips, please call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. Jeff instantly got a knot in his stomach. That was the same place where they had ran over the troll.